Okay, so yesterday we gave kind of an overview of Filecoin. So now let's delve into the docs with how Filecoin works. So as most blockchains, it's peer-to-peer, and you have the nodes that communicate with each other. The nodes or clients, they basically are syncing the blockchain just like we've seen in other blockchains. They can also manage wallets, and Phil is the coin they use. Now what makes Filecoin unique is they propose storage and retrieve deals for the miners. So the way this works is you want to store X amount of data. You give them Phil, they store your data. And the program generally needs to run, as they say here, 24/7, like any real node that you're running. So the miners are the ones providing the service. They execute the deals, and every time they execute, they get Phil. So just like you see in other blockchains, it can use quite a bit of hardware. So storage deals. So there are two kinds of deals. Storage deals, like we mentioned, you make an agreement to store data on the network. Once the deal is initiated, the miner receives the data, and what's interesting is they repeatedly have to prove that they're still storing the data as they should in order to get the fill. If they don't, they lose fill. And retrieval deals are agreements between clients and retrieval miners, which could be separate or can be the same as storage, to extract the data. And this is interesting. Fulfilled off-chain using payment channels to incrementally pay for the data received. So we're going to have to look into that. Now, we talked about proving that you're storing the data properly. They must store all the data. They must store it for the whole time during the deal, as you'd expect. And these are two kinds of proofs. Proof of replication, that they received all the data and it's encoded properly. And once a deal is active, there's something called proof of space-time, which says, yep, we still got it. Yep, randomly they say, you still got it? Yep, I got it. And this is how they secure the data. It has to be verified that it's valid and that they're honoring the deal. And of course, you specify a gas fee transaction, just like in Ethereum. Comes in a dynamic base fee, and you can always find that out. Gas usage and the base fee. You can have a cap, maximum is willing to pay, and a limit amount of gas and message execution could consume. A premium if you won't need priority. So this is capped by the gas fee cap, and the base fee has a priority. Overestimate. Amount of gas grows larger when the difference between gas limit and gas. So gas usage times base gas is what's burned. Gas limit times premium fill is the miner's reward, and overestimation burn is base fee. Let's see. So these are the costs. So you have the gas usage, the gas limit, and any overestimation. So it's always going to pay the gas fee cap always going to pay the burn fee. So you can, I guess, have a negative gas premium, a negative reward. Actors are the software design patterns for managing. So this is probably something we're going to be very interested in. They're the equivalent of smart contracts. So this is something we want to learn about, because this is relevant to the stuff we've been looking at. So they have their own different IDs, as you can see. Now that's interesting. You have a public key, and then the robust address that's defined on chain. Okay. So they don't depend on the Filecoin chain state. There's a conflict, the consensus. Well, we see consensus. So there are various different kinds of IDs here. And of course, we will be talking further about some of the technology that it's built upon. And I think this is one of the most interesting, is the storage. We're going to look at additional information, like looking into these actors and how that works. What language are we going to build these actors in, and so on. So now we understand what Filecoin is. You've got nodes. The storage is based on deals with the miners, and the miners have to prove that they're doing things properly in order to get their fill. There's fees involved, depending on the situation. Theoretically, you can even have a negative reward for the miners. I don't think that's good. You're not going to get anyone mining. Again, our actors are equivalent to our smart contracts, and they have the 4 different address types to identify our actors / smart contracts, and uses mature technology, the storage method, so this handles the lib to peer-to-peer, handles the networking, IPFS and IPLD handle the data storage, and Filecoin, of course, is the economic system involved. So hopefully this has been helpful and give you an idea. I guess another question is, why? Why would we? It's an open market, reliable, because remember, it's distributed. You have a lot of verifiability and tracing. Track records show, one interesting thing is you can, let's say you have this big huge hard drive, and you only have a little bit of stuff on it. Well, you can put it to use, make some coin, and then you can always, once you start needing it for something else, you can stop making deals, and don't store stuff anymore. Because remember, these contracts, these deals are for a period of time. They're not infinite. So it also allows you to retrieve the data. Now, I'm not sure what they mean by off-chain. That's something to be looked into. you know, everything's open source, active. So this has, if you want to have data you want to store and you want to store it in a distributed, secure manner, this is going to now be an option. Obviously, as I said last night, there are other options people have been using for years, having, you know, backup type situations, sharding. We can devise things using, what do you call it, the where you have multiple hard drives, and if one fails, the other can take over. There have been schemes like that, but of course it's in one location. Now you have stuff like AWS, where you can set up servers and replicate them in different locations throughout the globe. So if something gets blasted in one location, let's say something happens to that data center or that region, you have it in other places. It's kind of like why, and this is more finance, but why I'm a big believer in diversification, right? If you follow the people who are involved in people like Andrew Henderson, who believes in being what he calls himself, nomad capitalist, the idea of having bank accounts in multiple places, having assets in multiple places, businesses in multiple places, and so on. So anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. If it has, please give a like. Please subscribe and ring the bell, and so you get further videos. And please share it with your friends who might be interested. This is definitely a project worth delving into, and of course, we also have kind of on the side, I do want to come up with an implementation of a DApp using, I think I might go Drizzle for our little contract there that we worked on for the last few weeks. Anyway, take care, and I will speak to you next time.